Hello, everyone, and welcome to POV with Shale Oshigbe. I'm so excited to host you today. Okay, sometimes we go through things in life. People lose their loved ones. People lose money. Investments go bad. People are experiencing a lot of difficulty in their lives. Business owners not able to meet up with deadlines. Career people, maybe experiencing difficulty at work or being fired at work. A lot of these emotions are not easy to deal with, and sometimes people want to handle these things in silence, and that will not work. Okay, so this is the whole essence of today's podcast. We are going to be discussing silent things that destroy people in their relationships, that doesn't help them to move forward and make progress in life. This is that edition you want to stay glued to as we unpack this reality. You want to call a friend, get your coffee, and let's have a great time today. All right, joining me today will be an amazing person. I heard her speak for the first time. It was last week at our women's conference in church, Women's Day in church, and I was so wowed. I said, this woman must come to the POV with Shale. And today we have Mrs. Florence Karl in the building.
Hey.
And today, by the way, she is a marriage coach and therapist, and today
yes.
We'll be having conversations around emotional instability and how people can actually gain freedom, how they can come out, of the ruts that they are stuck in, right, to where their emotions is concerned, and how we can help them.
Right.
So that is the whole essence of our conversation today.
That's beautiful.
So welcome. Thank you for joining us
That's
today.
beautiful. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So let's get into the conversation. So, I have a lot going through my mind, but I'm going to start with this question, okay? I'm going to start with a very, very important question just to lay the foundation for our discussion today. So when you meet people for the first time, what are the hidden emotional patterns you can quickly identify that they do not even see in themselves?
Well, a couple of those patterns we see. But I must say, one of the things I try to be careful about, especially as a therapist, is not to generalize or not to make conclusions and all of that, because it's easy to just, as a doctor, it's easy to just think somebody's coughing and the person is sick. Okay.
Right.
So I should at least spend some time with you.
Yeah.
Say like 10 minutes or thereabout. So having been with someone to diagnose, thank you. Not even full diagnosis, but at least
to understand
a little bit. So when you have someone that, you guys are having a conversation and every question or conversation that is supposed to point towards another person, the person diverts it to themselves.
Right.
Yeah, so where somebody does something and then we are all celebrating that person for what the person has done, and immediately someone says, "Oh, the last time I did something like this too," So when it's a pointer, and they may not know. We said it's hidden, right? Because most of these emotional issues or disability we're talking about, the people involved are not always aware. Sometimes some are aware. They are not always aware. Yeah, some are, but they don't even know how to approach it, or they are still living in denial. But some is ignorance. So we have denial, we have ignorance. Yeah. So in this case, the person may just be living in ignorance. The person just wants to be seen, because that's what happens when there are emotional issues. You try so much to be seen.
Right.
So you are not the subject, you're not the senator, you're not the subject of discussion,
right.
But somehow you just keep bringing yourself out. So when we have people like that, it may just be, a hidden sign that this person has emotional issues that has not been dealt with, or a particular discussion is going on and then the person switches immediately. So let's assume it's about abuse, and then we're having conversations around that issue. It may be marital, maybe you've gone through a bit and they're talking about it. You think it's been years, you think you have moved on, but all of a sudden, at the sound of that conversation, you feel uneasy. You just You see that you are agitated, you are using a big hammer to kill a small ant. You know, you're exaggerating over issues, you're blowing it out of proportion. You know, and people are wondering, what did we carry? What are we drawing? Like, what are we talking about? So those are some hidden signs to just show that maybe, just maybe, there are still emotional baggages you're carrying.
Wow, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
One of the things I realized, you know, in Nigeria is that people do not really embrace therapy. Yeah, a lot of times people feel like, oh, I'm good, I can go through this up by myself.
Right.
You know, in fact, nothing is wrong with me. You know, I'll be fine. You know, and sometimes, you know, the issues begin to get really bad, right? I want to ask you a question. At what point do you think people need a therapist? At what point?
I think at that point where you wake up in the morning and what you feel is sadness. Sadness. You're unmotivated. So anger is probably a response to something. Right. When you are angry, you are responding to what someone has done.
Negative emotion.
Negative emotion. It's a negative emotion. But it's usually a response sometimes. So anger is a response, actually.
Okay.
Someone does something and you're responding in anger. That's a negative emotion, right?
Right.
But sadness is deeper. You don't need anybody to get you angry to become sad. Sadness comes from accumulation of everything you are going through. And sadness is deep. Sometimes people relax a bit after they pour out their anger.
Right.
They express their mind. But when you have said that thing that is in your mind and you still feel down, you still feel bitter, it has graduated to sadness.
Wow.
So sadness is just like joy. Happiness is triggered by something, right? It's an emotion, it's triggered by something that has happened. But joy is a way of life. Joy is inbuilt, it's a fruit of the spirit.
Right.
So you see that it stays with you. So I would say that anger and sadness is like happiness and joy.
Okay.
The negative part. So when you get to that point that you're unmotivated, you're complaining about everything, you wake up in the morning and a lot of things, a lot of things are not just adding up. You're just in a spot. You pick up your phone and then you're scrolling through. But you're not happy. You're not excited about things, and then you don't feel like you're operating at the maximum that you should, especially in your area of purpose or your career and all of that. You're not able to sustain relationships too. Everybody is complaining about almost the same thing.
Right.
So I think those are just triggers. It may just be that, okay, are you sure you don't have to see a therapist? So when you begin to notice things like that, I think people are one of our biggest pointers. People. So when people are complaining about the same thing, and just do a survey about different people from different walks of life. Maybe someone says the same thing at your workplace. Okay. Someone is saying it at home. The same thing but different language.
Right.
It may just be that.
If you're getting the same feedback over and over again, it could be a pointer
that you probably need to see. But the biggest feedback is the one that happens inside of you.
So it's sadness.
Yeah.
Sadness. You're not happy.
You're not happy.
You wake up, you're not just motivated.
That's it.
You know, you scroll through your phone, you're just upset.
You
know, without any cause.
I'm telling you, in fact, some of them, if they're in a relationship, that's when you remember that, oh, you didn't send me a message.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wake up and
the person's wondering what's going on.
But we were good yesterday. So your emotional swings.
Yeah.
Like this moment you're like this, the next moment you switch immediately. Like you just spend like less than 5 minutes on a particular emotion per time. You switch easily. So those may just be pointers that perhaps you should just talk to a therapist.
Wow.
Just to add, because what a therapist does also sometimes, it's just like sitting with a doctor. I don't know how I feel. So doctor sits you down and asks you questions. What a therapist can do is to ask leading questions that may take us somewhere. Right. Could it be this? Could it be that? So, I mean, you may not have to necessarily have a long therapy session, but you have an idea of what's happening with you.
Thank you so much. That's really powerful. I have another thought in my head.
Yes, please.
It's not written here, but it just came to me right now. What gets people to the point where they want to commit suicide? You know, I've heard people, I pastor and I hear people
Right.
talk to me about different things, you know. I mean, some time ago, some months ago, I think it was last year, a young man who was doing well, you know, pretty much committed suicide.
Right.
So, what emotion leads to that?
May I first of all point out that well is relative. People may be doing well, you may be having the 6 figures out there, but you know that you got there because you are trying to prove a point that you still feel you have not proven.
Wow.
Yeah. So well is relative. So when you see someone that is in quote successful, right, and the person is not happy, or the person still goes ahead to commit suicide, it means that there are a lot of things that have been bottled up over time.
Some things were not addressed.
That's it. Some things have not been addressed. Yes, there's a spiritual angle to it, and as a pastor, I'm sure you know that. But for this context, you realize that it's probably a childhood trauma that was not healed. You grew up wanting to prove a point, competing. Perhaps you were always compared, and then everything you do in life, you know that it's not something that you want to do, but just because you want to feel seen. And you get to a point, the truth is, helplessness is very dangerous. We don't even know how dangerous helplessness is. It sounds simple, but it is deep. You know how something happens to your leg and a child of 5 is running around and people are telling you, just throw the leg. And you're like, I cannot. I want to, but I cannot. Because you cannot. That's what helplessness does. Something that every other person, you're addicted to drug. And someone is saying, just get off. It's going to kill you. You know. In fact, sometimes you buy it. My children, I drive through a particular place, and then each time I'm driving past, I see there that drug is dangerous, it kills.
Yeah.
And that place, they sell. They sell a lot, and they're taking it. And you're like, can't you just see it kills you? Helplessness is what leads people. And how do people come to that point of helplessness? It's accumulation of emotional baggages, accumulation of unspoken pain. People don't know that these things are real, and like you rightly said, that's why they're not opening up to therapy, because they think therapy is for mad people. And many of us are not mad, actually. Like, people don't even know that they are mad, but it's not like, Yahweh, like you're not just naked on the street.
You're not naked doesn't mean that you're okay.
Exactly.
Right.
So people actually come to my office for checkup. They call it mental checkup, just to check, because I've been on this target and I've been trying. How am I sure that there has not been a kind of disconnection somewhere? So when people just don't do this kind of checkups, you just push, and that you have everything, yet you don't feel satisfied. So that is what leads someone. And some people may say, maybe it's disappointment, heartbreak, and all of that. If you know who you are, you don't get affected by heartbreak. Right. You heal and you move on. But because the heartbreak met with baggages, so that's what we push. I'm just thinking, for whatever reason that a successful person may want to go and commit suicide, I'm just saying that it's helplessness, it's accumulation of so many things that they've bottled up over time, and also to understand that success is relative. They are successful at work or whatever they're doing, but are they successful as a person? Don't forget, whatever job you're doing is a role. You pick up roles, but there is you, an individual, that person. Like I tell people, parenting is a role. You picked up that role by choice, actually, because you can decide not to have kids. Being a husband or a wife is a role.
Yeah.
These are roles that you pick up. People are not getting married and they're fine.
True.
We have some disciples that didn't get married.
Right.
So it's a role. But the one that you didn't have a choice to is you. You're already a human being, you're an identity. So when you don't deal, you can't change that. So when you don't deal with that person, you're feeding the roles but not feeding the identity. And the identity, that's you, get to a point where you're starved. You're not thinking, right? Then you just think that, okay, maybe I should just, at that point, it is you. It's not about daddy, mommy, and everything. It's not about that. It is you. And you are not finding you.
So can we say that hopelessness is also a part of it, because you mentioned helplessness? So could it also be hopelessness, that person has given up, they feel like nothing can come out of their lives or something like that? Can we say that?
Yeah, it goes together, because when you're helpless, you are hopeless. You can't see. No, you can't see. And whatever people say to you, you just feel like they're trying to excite you. Oh, it's a dangerous place. So you don't think that there is a way out of it. I mean, these things sound very light. They sound very light, but they are deep. And it's amazing the kind of successful people that are going through it. Wow. You know, sometimes I sit down in my office, 90% of my clients are abroad. Like, wow. I can literally say that we have clients from almost all the continents.
Wow.
Should I even say all glory to God? Matter. Because it's not, it's a lot. It's a lot. Something happened some time ago. I finished a session. The lady joined from South Sudan.
South Sudan?
Oh, yeah.
We have clients from South Sudan.
We have
human beings.
We have from all over.
Wow.
You know, and then when I finished, she said to me, Mrs. Karl, I've been carrying this pain for years and I feel lighter after this therapy session. But guess what? She felt lighter, I felt heavier.
Hey,
just to buttress the fact that therapy is really, it's a lot. It's a lot. So sometimes when I'm done, I just tell myself, I need to detox. I just need to detox. Right. So it's a lot. But people don't even get to that point. You can imagine how many years she has carried it. Okay, so I mean, people really get to that point of helplessness and hopelessness.
Wow. Okay, let's talk about mental health. Personally, I'm guilty of this because, you know, I tend to really appear strong. You know, I bottle a lot. You know, I remember, I think it was 2-3 years ago, one of my friends had to call my wife and told my wife that she should talk to me because I was going through some things at work at the time. So he said to my wife, talk to your husband, calm him down, you know. Let's talk about people who appear strong. Yeah. Those people, I don't want to say those of us that appear strong, you know. How advise us, advise those that, you know, appear strong, you know, maybe they lost their maybe their dad or a loved one,
right,
and they refuse to cry,
right,
you know, maybe they lost a marriage, they are just somehow living in denial,
right,
you know. How talk to strong people.
Association of strong people. We have come to talk to you. But really, when you were talking, Pastor Shehu, one of the things that came to mind was the burden of leadership. It's deep, actually.
Right.
So you see, this association of strong people, it comes in a different angle. If you want to look at your story, for instance, I'm sure maybe there were other things that triggered it.
Right.
But I have pastors that are friends, a couple of them around. And then I said, let us talk. Because we don't even know what we carry.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I've not been called into that. So it's good. Thank God you've been called. So I'm just a person on the field, like everybody. But you know, you are carrying so much. You have your personal stuff you need to deal with, right? And then you look at this member, you look at this member, you look at this member, and we don't know how silent that is. It's a big burden.
Right.
So I would say that, my dear association of strong people, especially leaders, have at least 1, 2, 3 people that you can be real with.
That you can talk to.
That you can talk to.
Be vulnerable with.
Be vulnerable. You are a man. I mean, we know that. Anybody can say you are human.
Yeah.
Yes, you're a man of God, but you are
a woman
man.
of God.
And a woman of God. Oh, yes, of course. Of course.
Right.
A lot of them.
And even business leaders.
You are a man before a CEO.
Yeah.
And it's okay to know that failure is part of the things that happens. Embrace your failure and jump up and do it. I know it's not easy, right? So I think one of the major things that we need to do as leaders is to be comfortable in failing. And understand that it's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
What you do is you give it interpretation. I tell people that the interpretation you give to a thing determines the process, determines how far you come out of it. People fail. People fail. There are a lot of things I don't want to go deep into. You know, I mean, we won't say God failed. He has never failed. But if you check the creation, there were some things that, let's not go there. It's deeper. Let's not. But truth is, people, you come up with strategies and it doesn't work. There are a lot of factors that are responsible in making strategies work. At that time you were doing it, how much was fuel?
Yeah.
At that time you had that strategy meeting. Yes, I know projection. But You know, these days, how far can you project?
Right.
Sometimes some people go 100% ahead, and then it means with 200%. You don't have
Right.
a budget for that.
Right.
Sometimes you come home as a man of God or a woman of God. Your family wants to be around you, but you are overwhelmed with what happened in
Right.
church or in your workplace. So I think strong people should also understand that strong is a word. It's an English word that has a spelling. And you need to separate the spelling from who you are. You have blood running through your vein. We should not
Right.
suspend living because we are trying to impress people that we still come and castigate you online and drag your blood online. I know it's difficult to get there. We are privileged to talk with a few of these guys that are being celebrated out there, and I tell them, I say the truth is, you see how well you do, they will drag you online. So you need to sometimes separate yourself and allow yourself to be human. That's how you were created, as a human, before you picked up this other thing, a pastor or a business owner and all of that. So strong people should first of all understand that they are human. In fact, you should be scared if you are not feeling any of those human things, emotion. You should be scared. You should be scared. You're human. You cry, you fail, you get angry.
Yeah.
It's an emotion. You don't just remain angry.
Yeah.
Because anger is triggered by something. So when you suppress it, they should not see me that I'm angry.
Or that you are crying.
That you're crying. That's what grows to become sadness. And there's sadness. I mean, we have a lot of
from inside.
We've done a lot of research working with some people also that the increase of terminal diseases we have is as a result of so many things that has been bottled up. Especially with women, we have cancer, we have all of these things.
So it can be traced to
it can.
Bottled negative emotions.
Yes.
Wow.
Negative emotion.
Wow.
It's a lot, but
Wow.
sometimes when I talk about these things, I think it's my husband that will say, Florence, this is the way you are saying. I say, because I have worked with people. I don't even need, I've literally worked with people from all walks of life. And I say, this thing is just the same everywhere. Emotional things that we have bottled up over time. So please, I know it's hard because we live in a world where we want to put up a front, we want to put up a face.
Right.
Please, as leaders, always think of you first.
Right.
Because if you pour from an empty jar, the people you are pouring into will keep flourishing, and then you keep drying up. And then we see once upon a successful man or a successful woman. So please have a community where you can be vulnerable.
Right.
Have that. Have someone that you can at least say, this is how I'm feeling. Have that. And
This thing they do me somehow.
And you know, make you lesser than a man.
Right.
It doesn't reduce you. So we need to get comfortable, feeling vulnerable.
Wow. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about it because you mentioned something very important. You said have a community.
Right, please.
I think that's really powerful because I'm talking about right now social media and therapy. There are people, in trying to heal, they come online and they begin to rant. Some people upload their status, and begin to quote things that people did to them.
Right.
So they believe that they are trying to, pour out their heart, vent. They say things like, when I vent like this, it makes me feel better and all of that. They come on live video, and make recordings and say, they call out people, Does that make the station get better? So venting on social media, or talking maybe on your WhatsApp status, or just, in the name of, you want to clear your mind, you want to talk, I want to tell my truth, I want to tell my story, does that really make people feel better? Because I think it was some weeks ago, a lady came out, and talked about how, she was, left, by a man and all of that, and she came online, made a video, does that really make people feel better? What is the role of venting on social media? For social media is in different levels. There is the one that you just put on your WhatsApp status, you go online, on live, you write a post or something. What is the role of social media in therapy? Does it work? Do you need real community, or social media helps. Does it help in any way?
So I'm tempted to say, Pastor Shane, you know the answer to this question. But then, experience has taught me that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going out there.
Right.
We don't know how far this will go, right? It's not enough to know something. It's practicing it. That's what helplessness does. You know it, but you can't practice it. So we need to keep reminding you. Because I believe that even the people coming out there, they know that what they are doing will not help them. So I ask myself sometimes, what do you want, validation or healing?
Yeah, validation or healing.
So I think those people want validation. But the danger of that validation is that it makes you deeper into what you're going through. You don't heal. Maybe I know the lady you're talking about and all of that. I think I still followed her. I still saw one of her videos almost recently. She has been tagged mad, literally legit. That's what happens. She's been tagged mad because the more she's trying to get the validation of people, do you think those comments will do nothing to you? I'm very scared of people that will say, I don't mind what people comment on my status. No, it does a lot. At least we're able to work with some of them behind camera. And we see that, no, those comments are very deep. So you come
they
on
affect
air.
you.
They affect
whether you like it or not.
Whether I like it or not. Please don't say that. They affect you. You are human. In fact, if it doesn't affect now, there's what we call accumulation of emotion. One day, there will just be an outburst.
Right.
So you don't come outside to talk about what you're going through. Have real community, and your community is not online.
It's not online.
It's not online. It's not on Instagram. It's
real
people.
Yeah.
Real people where you guys can sit down. One of the things I look forward to doing with women, with people, just go somewhere where we can be vulnerable. I also have my struggles where we can talk, but we don't need online, where people join from all over and they are commenting that they don't know the root cause of the matter. So before you go online, just ask yourself, do you want validation or you want to heal? But the truth is, even the validation you're talking about will make you bitter and battered the more.
Right.
Maybe WhatsApp status a bit.
Yeah.
But even at that, I will say it depends on the level of the issue at hand. So you don't want to just go all out. Well, there are times that is WhatsApp message that shows what people are going through.
Yeah, actually.
There's sometimes people select the people that with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyways,
to whom it
so
may
you have a
concern.
bit of control.
Yes. I've done that. I was never needed to send a message to my husband, and I did that, and I wanted to go on the status. It was intentional because I know it's not my private line. It's not my official line. So I blocked some eyes. I left my mentor to see.
Yeah.
I left my mentor. I've been telling you this. I've come online to talk. And then I left it very visible for my husband to see. He knew I was talking to him.
Yeah.
But that was controlled. My private line is not other. So that was controlled. And even at that, I still selected the people that would see it. Do you understand? So maybe WhatsApp a bit. But going out there, it's bad. It's bad. Just heal first.
Heal first.
Yes.
I think I like what you said. If you want validation, or you want sympathy.
Right. Exactly.
Sympathy does not heal you.
Pity does not heal.
Pity doesn't heal you. So do you want sympathy? Do you want validation? Or do you want healing? If you want healing, get a real community. I think that's powerful.
Right.
Powerful. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on. Are the early signs that a relationship is being affected by unhealed emotional pain?
Projecting your past. Yes, projecting the things that happened in your past relationship, unrealistic expectations.
Right.
Yes. Complaining about things that you have not verified. Yeah. So, I mean, you don't even give this person the opportunity to talk. And you know it. You know that you are projecting, you are using the past lens to see this one. You know it. So when it looks like the same thing that you complained about, if you want to really draw a list, you know that, oh, I complained about my ex about the same thing, and I'm complaining to you about this thing too. So it is not with them, it is with you.
It is with you.
Yeah. So when it looks like you're seeing, so it's like, is the spirit of whatever following you? Is not.
Right.
Is not, okay? So it looks like you are seeing the same image. It's because it is inside of you. It is not on the other person. So when you begin to notice that the same issues you went through in your past relationship, it is literally happening in this relationship again. It means you have not healed from the past. It means you are just carried over. And I tell people, before you jump into another relationship, heal from the previous one.
Heal first.
Heal first. Heal first.
And there are people, sorry to call you, there are people who maybe they're in a relationship now, they break up, next month, then another one.
Thank you. It doesn't work like that. They tell you that they're fine. Except what you had before was not Because this love, we know, you don't just.
It
takes time. It is time that even heals faster. But we don't just have the patience to wait.
Yeah.
Right? So I would say that it's my recommendation anytime, any day. Take time to heal. How long will my healing take? I don't know how long your heart took. I can't tell.
Right.
I can't tell. His healing may be 1 month. Yours may just be 10 months.
Right.
It depends. And it's also the people also heal from their place of personality. It's a lot.
Actually, a sanguine temperament will heal faster.
A melancholy.
It will take.
And a phlegmatic.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
The healing takes a bit.
Yeah.
Takes a
because
bit.
Of their personality.
They internalize it.
They
analyze it. They build meanings to everything. And so it's
that's why she did not.
They cross the E, dot the I's and cross the E's and everything.
And dot the I's. Wow.
Yeah. So we need to also consider our personality when we're talking about healing. So my friend left a relationship and the next minute she's in another one. You're not your friend.
Yeah.
Okay? We're not the same. People
Right.
should understand that there's individuality.
Right.
And that's where sometimes counseling therapy comes in, because you go to speak, you're talking to numbers of people, hundreds of people. But when someone comes, I tell people anytime I go to speak, whatever I'm doing here is just first aid.
Right.
Because the issues are not the same.
Just first aid.
It's first aid. It's first aid.
If you want proper treatment,
you
come to meet us at the hospital.
Come to the hospital. Yeah.
Wow, powerful.
Yes.
Thank you for that. So I have another question here. Why do some individuals keep experiencing similar relationship failures even with different partners? I think you mentioned.
I think it is, yes, because they have not healed.
They've not healed from the past.
You take yourself everywhere you go.
Yeah, it's
you.
you.
It's you. It's you. You take yourself everywhere you go. So you first of all look inward. So it's because they did not allow themselves to heal. So the same pattern everywhere, and it's a cycle. You just go there until you get to a point where you decide to break the cycle and get healing.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome
for that. Okay, I have another question here. What usually happens when people refuse to address their emotional wounds?
Like suicide.
Wow.
So you see?
When they refuse
so
to
you get to that point where you think
wounds?
you are hopeless. Nobody is totally hopeless. It is just the information to know that you are not hopeless that is scarce.
Right.
We are not. At least we have a master.
Right.
Yeah. There is no hopeless situation.
Right.
But it's when you get to that point, you just think nothing. So it's hopelessness. It's getting to that point where you think everything is down. Everything has gone off, and then you just suicide, and then you lose the sense of living. Also, you are not. You see people that literally do not.
So when
take
you
care of
refuse to accept or to address those emotional wounds.
Yes, when you refuse to address them, it shows even in your appearance. You see, people don't even take this thing is inward and outward.
They don't even dress well.
They don't dress well. They don't take care of themselves.
Somebody used to be maybe a fashionista. All of a sudden, they are holding back. They are not even.
So you lose taste to live. You're not. So it just shows that this has not healed. That just a lot of things that is yet untackled.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. So, what advice would you give someone who is about to make a major life decision but feels internally unsettled?
Don't make a major life decision if you don't think you have sorted out your past. If the next step has questions, take a break.
Take a break.
If you feel uncomfortable about your decision, take a break.
Take a break.
So I would say that just talk to someone. Just identify at least one true person you can talk to. And then when you talk to that person, the two of you together will realize that, okay, do you want to talk to someone a bit more professional about this? That's it. So I would just say, just check your inner self, check the things that are happening, and then just know that I'm not sure this is. Because anytime, the decision may not be bad, but it is the timing that is bad, and the state in which the decision will be made.
Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I think I have two more questions. if you had to speak directly to someone who knows they are struggling internally but keeps ignoring it, what would you tell them?
I would say that you're tying yourself down.
You're tying yourself
Release
down.
yourself. Release yourself. So if you know that things are happening with you, if you don't address them, you're shortchanging yourself. By extension, to people around you. So be nice to yourself and be kind to others around by addressing the issue.
Wow. Okay, I think finally, thank you for that answer. I think finally, I will touch on something really sensitive.
Okay.
I hope that you can do justice to that. I know you will be able to do justice to that.
Okay.
Let's talk about sexual abuse. Sexual abuse. I mean, we know it's in different forms, different shapes, different ways, and these are real issues that happen to, men, women, ladies, guys,
right.
Even children, male or female. How, as people begin to grow, how do you think people should handle sexual issues, sexual abuse? Should they vocalize it? How can they heal from sexual molestations? For example, rape, sexual assault, even in the place of work, these things happen.
Yeah.
How can people actually handle this? How?
If you have ever been raped, if you've ever been sexually abused, please, the first place is not the screen. The first place is not the screen. Just check.
The first place is not the screen.
Don't talk about it yet.
Okay.
Go through the healing process, and people don't heal outside; they heal inside. Yeah. So I will point you back. Talk to your leader. Talk to your pastor. Sometimes, we have pastors. They say we have pastors that will recommend. Right. Sometimes you go to meet your pastor. Your pastor said, "Okay, you need a professional to handle this." Right. So you and the professional will work on it together before we know if you have to take it out there. Every mess is not all mess is qualified to become a message, and I tell people that it gets messier. It gets messier. You get messed
up. Say that again.
It's not all mess that should automatically become a message. And we do that all the time. We just put the camera, and then you realize that
you say somebody did this to me when I was 15 and all of that. So not every mess
should become a message. In fact, when you go through it, when I say, the same thing as you maybe go ahead to help others, you don't have to necessarily be on the pulpit to even help. Right. It may just be that someone will. So I would say that if anybody has been through that, just try to heal. No matter how old you are now. I'll tell you something about sexual abuse. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away. Sexual abuse does not go away.
It waits till there's a trigger. At the center of water. It will sprout. Yeah. It's just like kerosene when there is matches, or like gas when there's. It's a trigger. It doesn't go away. So if you think nothing is happening now, please, I want to beg of you, let's prevent what can happen. Just speak about it. This has been about 15 years or thereabout of doing this. I started by working with abuse.
Wow. So you've handled several.
Several.
Issues.
At some point, there was a particular governor of the state. At some point, I was working with her. I was consulting for her on this issue. Wow. She was at my birthday. I had my 40th a while ago, and she was there. And she mentioned it. Okay, so it's out there. Yeah. She mentioned it. So I started by that. It is bad.
Wow.
It is bad. I worked with people that it was their father that abused them.
No, you're joking.
I worked
real life, not on video.
So when I tell people now that I work very hard, if I want to relax harder and rest harder, please permit me. It is a lot.
Wow.
Actually, it's not on video. No, not on video. In fact, she told me that I'm not sure you will be alive after now because she told me that anybody I tell will die and I will die.
Wow.
So it's a lot. You see that this gist is plenty.
This is too much for me.
This is plenty.
This is too much for me.
A lot.
So we have to come to the end of the show.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot to actually unpack, but time will not allow us. But we would bring you again surely. So we'd have like a part two. Of this, right?
Clock it.
So your last words, your final words before we end the show today.
I would say that your emotional state it's not your fault. You didn't put yourself there. But staying there will be your fault. Get up and get out.
Say that again.
Your emotional state, where you are now, wasn't your fault. Something let you read, you got that, but staying there will be your fault. You deserve to leave.
Wow.
So get up. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're
That
welcome.
was mind blowing. I want to say big thank you. I mean, for sharing so deeply. You know, this session, even as I'm listening, I'm getting, you know, let's say blessed, you know, or
Me
even
too.
touched myself. And I've been following you. You know, I think it's 2 weeks now, and I've learned a lot. Just, you know, reading your post and all that. So thank you for being with us today on POV with Shale or Shigbe. Surely we would have a part 2 of this. So once again, a big thank you to you.
Thank you
for
for
coming
having me.
today. Thank you.
Thank you.